The father of physics, the man who invented the entire 20th century, called the scientist a genius who was darkened by history. Nikola Tesla, the world wronged by history, despite his rare genius. A mythical world about which many tales are told, some of which are true, some of which are false, and some of them exaggerated, and many strange works have been attributed to him, which we really hope will exist, and this is what made him a truly legendary character. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 to a Serbian father and mother in the village of Smiljan in the Austrian Empire, which is the city that exists in present-day Croatia. On the day of his birth, a violent thunderstorm occurred, until the midwife said that it was a bad omen and that the child would be a disaster for the world, but it was a small child quickly. He studied at the Czech University of Prague, and he initially intended to specialize in physics and mathematics, but soon changed his mind and decided to specialize in electricity to begin his career as an electrical engineer in the telephone company in Budapest in 1881. He joined the Continental Edison Company in Paris, then from one of them, and from there, a springboard to achieve his dream. He lived in America, where he came to work with Thomas Edison in New York with a letter of recommendation from Richard Bandler to Thomas Edison in which he wrote, "I know two men of genius, one of them is you and the other is this young man." Indeed, his struggle with Edison, who could not stand her brilliant success and genius, and the success of his idea of alternating current over the direct current that he presented to erupt between them, a fierce war. But Tesla settled the situation in his favor when he lit the World Expo in Chicago using alternating current and proved his success by alternating current over direct current. Despite the superiority of Tesla over Edison in all their scientific battles together, history did not do him justice and did not receive half the honor and fame that Edison received, and perhaps the reason for this is his lack of interest in making any profits from his inventions at all. Order. As for his personality, he was eccentric like most geniuses. Usually he rarely slept only 2 hours at night and took more than one nap throughout the day, and he never married despite many women rushing to one word from him. But his vision of marriage was unchanged, as he saw that he would waste his time and tire his mind away from his laboratory and research. He was fond of pigeons and took great care of them, and he also had a sense of humor. Tesla was interested in the environment and always expressed his fear of people consuming the Earth's resources quickly and without reason. Tesla's inventions approached 300, many of which were stolen. After his death, the United States government seized all his papers and research, and he is the most inventor in history whose inventions were stolen and attributed to others. Among his most important inventions are alternating current, X-rays, radio, remote control devices, electric motors, robots, lasers, wireless communications and dozens of other inventions, in addition to his contributions in many other fields such as computer science, ballistic expansion, nuclear physics and theoretical physics. There are still inventions and theories for Tesla that scientists are working on to this day, including transmitting electricity wirelessly, an experiment in which Tesla succeeded in lighting a lamp 40 kilometers away. He died at the age of 86, poor and destitute, and in his last days he became a stranger talking to birds, and mashed up the number 3, and he was suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder, as he would wipe the utensils in which he would eat several times. Written on his tombstone, "Here lies the scientist Nikola Tesla, whose inventions still generate millions of dollars for America." You may wonder how a great scientist like him dies destitute and poor. The answer is simply because he was not collecting money among his ambitions. Nikola Tesla received some honors, albeit very little for his scientific value, as a statue of him was built at Niagara Falls because he invented the electricity generators in the waterfalls. Many are sad about the death of the great scientist because he was a genius who greatly benefited humanity, and his dream was to reach free energy sources that all humans can access without governments controlling them.